Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series of C programming language. So in this lecture, we'll see about the complete structure of C program, where in our last lecture we learned about once a C program is written, how to compile the program and how to check the output of the program is done. Right? So if you want to check your program and all, you need to have your system installed with related software, and how to do that installation process and all also is explained in the previous classes. So I request you all to go through those videos like installation process and how to execute your program and all also is clearly explained in the previous videos. So in this video, let us learn in detail about the structure of the C program. Where normally whenever you write your C program, you need to follow this structure, and most of the things here are optional part, and if there is any compulsory part is there, I'll tell you what are things required, right? So the structure of the C program includes 6 sections, starting from the documentation section, and then link section, definition section, global variable declaration section, main function, and subprogram section. So for all these things, the documentation section is optional. According, if you want, you can include, and then the link section is a compulsory section, and then if you want to link with any particular function, and then the definition section is also optional. If you want, you can include. Global variable section is also optional. But whereas coming to the main function, this is mandatory. Without this, you can't write your program, and the subprogram section is also optional. So of all these sections, we can say 5 sections: documentation, link, definition section, global declaration section, and subprogram section are optional. But whereas coming to the main function, it is must. So without this, we can't execute your program. Right? So this is the complete structure of your C program. Let us learn in detail about individual sections in detail. So the first one is documentation section. As the name itself, it is saying like documentation. Normally this section is used for documentation purpose, where you can have your own comment lines to add interactivity to your program, like you can write something relating to your program, where the program will be writing in detail, the details belonging to the program, like who is the developer of the program, or what actually this program is about, all those things. So normally this documentation section is used for writing the writing the lines that can be increasing the understandability of your program. Right? Now, whenever you write your documentation, those lines are called as comment lines, and the compiler will be ignoring these comment lines. Ignoring is nothing but the compiler, while the compiler will be converting your program into object code, these lines will be ignored. This part, whatever you write in as the documentation section, will be ignored, and normally you will be using this one to write your documentation section. In between slash and star, you can write whatever you write here, that will be considered as your documentation section or comment lines. And it is not like the documentation section will be your first statement of your program. You can include anyway throughout your program, wherever you want to include these comment lines. But remember one thing, these comment lines will be ignored by the compiler. These will not be converted into the machine understandable format. If you have more than one line, then start with this and write down all the lines and end with this. So single line or multiple lines of comment can be included between these two, and all the statements which are you include in between these two will be ignored by the compiler. This is about the documentation section. Next one is the link section. This section is also called as a preprocessor directive section. What is the use of this section is it helps us to declare all the header files that we are going to use in our program. Header files include some basic inbuilt functions, and all the inbuilt functions are grouped like header files, and we have predefined header files, and if you want to use those predefined header files, you need to declare all the header files in this part. Like here you can see I have included hash include stdio.h is one header file. If you want to include that one, you can use this hash include, and whatever header file you want to include, you can write here. You can include more than one header file also, like hash include stdio.h. You can have one more statement like hash include conavo.h, hash include math.h. So according to your requirement, that header file can be included in your program, and in this link section you will be writing all the header files that are required for your program. The next section is the definition section. In this definition section, we will be using the different constants required in our program. So if you want to use constants like a equal to 10 throughout your program, then that can be declared here. But for doing that, you need to use a keyword called define keyword to make your variable, or to make your to define a constant. An example I'll be showing here, hash define pi value will be 3.14, which should be constant throughout the programs. Then you can declare a variable called pi variable whose value will be 3.14, and it can be defined in the definition section, which will be done after your linked section. Right? Hash include stdio.h, hash include conavo.h, all the header files to be declared. After that, you need to use your hash define keyword can be used, and you can define all your keywords. Remember here, no semicolon is required here. Right? You can define more than one constant according to your requirement. Now, once the constants have been defined, you can go with the next section, which is global variable declaration part, which is also an optional part. Now, if you want to use any variable which can be used throughout your program, throughout the program means throughout all the functions of your program, then you can declare those variables here. Right? So such variables are called as global variables. Now the next section of your C structure is your main function, which is must. Without this, you can't start executing your program. So this is the major section where the execution of your program begins. And every C program needs to have a main function, and there should be only one main function in a C program. There should be only one main function. Right? And normally this main function consists of two parts. First part is the declaration part, and the second part is the execution part. So I'll show you one example. If this is the main function you are considering, here the variable a equal to 10, whichever I'm writing, this can be called as a declaration part, and this can be called as the other statements can be called as an execution part, and these statements can be combined as part of main function if you are putting this one in between the flower braces like this. That means these can be combined as one block of statements, and all these statements will be coming under your main function. I'm repeating once again, there should be only one main function in your program, and there should be a main function in your program, because always the execution will be starting from the main function only. Right? Now, once the main function is written, you can have subprogram sections also according to your requirement. A user can define his own functions, and in detail about these functions we'll be learning after some classes. So for the time being, you understand, like a user can have his own user defined functions, and if he want to include that user defined functions, he can do that one in this section, which is called as subprogram section. Got it, all of you? So these are all the different sections we have in our program, starting from the documentation section to the subprogram section. Right? So let me show you one simple example. If you see this example, here we have I have written name of the program. If you have a single line, as we have included the Turbo C++ compiler, you can use this double slash also for comment purpose. But if you are following a normal Turbo C compiler, then you need to use slash and star symbol. Got it, all of you? So if you have single line, you can directly write like this. If you have a multiple line, then individual line can be kept by slash double slash, or else start the first line with slash star and end the last line with star slash. That is the documentation section, and here you can see these two lines are for preprocessor directives. I want to include stdio.h and conavo.h. One example, I'll tell you why I have included stdio.h, because the printf function, whatever we are using, that has been defined in the stdio.h header file. We are not writing any code for this one. Right? So this code is included in the stdio.h. That's why we have written this stdio.h. If you are using any other functions also, you can include those header files. These are called as preprocessor directives. Right? And while learning the compilation process, I told you we have a pre-processing phase also, where the preprocessor will be including the code of this header file. So that's why these are called as preprocessor directives. Next one is your definition section, where I have defined a variable called a constant value max with value of 100, right? And then we have a global variable section, where this x variable, or we can have a global variable section of functions also, but let us learn in detail about this one while learning about functions. So whatever you write in this global variable section can be used throughout your program. And then we have the main function, and in the main function we can have variable declaration and the executable code, and these things can be made as one group by putting this one in the flower braces like this. And then we can have subprogram definitions. Those are called as user defined functions, and which can be written like this. Got it, all of you? So this is the complete structure of the C program. Of all these things, I am repeating once again: documentation section, preprocessor directives, definition section, global variable section, and subprogram sections are optional. If you want, you can include, or else you can simply remove them. But whereas coming to this part, which is called as a main function, this is must in your program, right? So with this, we can come to an end of our today's lecture, that is about structure of C program. I hope you all are clear with this structure of this C program. Now we can start writing some programs of C, and once you have written this program, you can start executing your program. And before executing your program, make sure your system is installed with your C compiler, or else you can use the online compiler also to check your program execution, right? So let us all meet in our next lecture. Thank you, all of you.